The wrought iron gates loomed, twisted and black against the dying light, a silent invitation to a place where the veil thinned. Tonight I crossed that threshold alone. The air grew cold, heavy with the weight of countless souls. Beneath my arm, the Ouija board felt strangely warm. I was here to communicate, to invite the unknown into my world. The crunch of my footsteps on gravel was the only sound. Each step deeper into the graveyard felt like stepping further from reality. The scent of damp earth and decaying leaves filled my nostrils, a potent reminder of life's fragility. My pulse quickened, excitement warred with a primal fear. Darkness fell like a shroud, swallowing the last traces of daylight. Shadows stretched from the gnarled branches of ancient oaks, twisting into grotesque shapes. The air grew noticeably colder. A shiver ran down my spine and I pulled my jacket tighter. I was surrounded by death, by the whispers of forgotten lives. I chose a flat headstone, its surface cold and damp beneath my fingers. The lantern cast flickering shadows, dancing across the weathered stone. My breath plumed in the cold air as I carefully placed the planchette on the board. Anticipation, thick and heavy, settled in my stomach. Silence, absolute and complete. Not even the rustle of leaves dared to break the stillness. The air felt charged, electric with unseen energy. I closed my eyes, focusing on my breathing, trying to quiet the frantic beating of my heart. Then I heard it. A faint whisper carried on the wind. My eyes snapped open. The whisper was gone, but the sensation of being watched remained. Goosebumps prickled my skin. I was not alone, this much I knew. Drawing a deep breath, I placed my fingertips lightly on the planchette. "Is anyone there?" I asked, my voice a hushed whisper. The planchette twitched beneath my fingertips. My breath caught in my throat. For a moment it remained still, as if gathering energy. Then slowly it began to move. It glided across the board, smooth and deliberate, as if guided by an unseen hand. Fear, cold and sharp, shot through me. "Why?" I whispered, my voice trembling. The planchette didn't hesitate. It slid across the board, stopping on the letter E, then S. My heart pounded in my chest. Someone or something was communicating with me. But who, and what did they want? Section 5. A name in the dark. The planchette continued its eerie dance, spelling out a name, letter by letter. Each movement felt deliberate, as if guided by an unseen force. The name sent a chill down my spine, a name I recognized from my research. It was a name that had appeared in countless tragic tales, a name whispered in hushed tones, a name synonymous with tragedy and despair. It echoed in my mind, growing louder with each passing second. The air grew colder, heavier, as if the entity was drawing closer. The atmosphere thickened, making it hard to breathe. I felt a presence beside me, cold and ethereal. It was as if the very essence of the graveyard had come alive. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end. Every nerve in my body was on high alert, sensing the supernatural. My every instinct screamed at me to run, to flee this place of shadows and whispers, but I couldn't. Something held me in place. I was frozen, trapped by a morbid curiosity and a growing sense of dread. The weight of the unknown pressed down on me, making escape impossible. Section 6. Fear's grip. The planchette spelled out a final word. "Beware!" The word hung in the air, heavy with unspoken menace. Fear, raw and primal, tightened its grip on me. I wanted to break contact, to end the session, but something held me there. It was as if I was no longer in control. Suddenly the wind picked up, swirling around me like a vortex. The lantern flickered violently, casting grotesque shadows that danced and writhed. The temperature plummeted, and I could feel the icy breath of the unseen against my skin. Panic welled up inside me. Section 7. Flight into night. The night was thick with an unsettling silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. The planchette spun wildly on the board, its movements erratic and uncontrolled, as if guided by an unseen force with a mind of its own. A low growl, guttural and menacing, echoed through the graveyard, sending shivers down my spine and making the hairs on my neck stand on end. I couldn't take it anymore. The fear was overwhelming, gripping me with an icy hand. I broke contact, scrambling back from the headstone, my heart pounding in my chest like a drum, each beat louder than the last. The growl seemed to follow me, a promise of something dark and hungry. I I didn't look back, I didn't need to. The presence was palpable. I could feel the entity's presence, cold and malevolent, watching me as I fled. It was as if the darkness itself had eyes. I stumbled through the darkness, my breath catching in my throat, the sound of my own footsteps echoing in my ears, mingling with the distant growl. The wrought iron gates couldn't come soon enough. They were my only hope, my only escape from the terror that lurked behind me. Section 8. Haunted Memories. The memory of that night, of the cold, the fear, the whispers on the wind, continues to haunt me. It was as if the very air was alive with unseen presences, each whispering secrets that chilled me to the bone. The experience left an indelible mark on my psyche, a chilling reminder of the unseen forces that lurk just beyond our perception. Every shadow seemed to hide a ghostly figure, every rustle of leaves a spectral voice. I'd sought answers in the darkness, but all I found was terror. The deeper I ventured, the more the graveyard seemed to close in around me, its ancient secrets refusing to be uncovered. The graveyard, once a place of quiet contemplation, now holds a sinister allure. Its once peaceful paths now seem like corridors of dread, each step echoing with the cries of the long-forgotten. I can still feel the weight of unseen eyes upon me, hear the whispers of the dead carried on the wind. It's as if the spirits themselves are trying to communicate, to share their sorrowful tales. The experience has changed me, left me with a profound sense of unease, a constant awareness of the thin veil that separates our world from the next. I am forever haunted by the memories of that night, a night that revealed the true nature of the darkness.